What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Belm here, and today I got something a little different for you. We're going to be taking a look at my settings for Warzone, top to bottom, and then I'm going to run you through a couple scenarios and what goes on through my head, and maybe you might be able to pick up on some stuff, and it'll help you out in your games. Alright, y'all, so hopping right into it, as some of you may know already, I did receive a shadow ban on my main account. I'm getting it sorted out right now as we speak, so hopefully soon that'll get settled, but as for now, we are on Quirky Turtle. Alright, let's go ahead and hop right into the settings, okay? And keyboard and mouse, that is not us. So we're going to start here in graphics. Alright. Under resolution, 100 as always. Disabled, disabled, disabled. You're going to notice that pretty much every single thing is disabled or low. And moving over to quality, you will notice that my FOV is maxed out. You'll see some people play 110, 117. I prefer 120. You can see more. That's the only thing. Like, I can see more, really. ADS field of view, I also use affected. So while I am ADSing, it doesn't zoom in quite as much, so I can still see my surroundings. It is kind of hard to get used to. You're literally shooting at you're giving yourself a smaller target to shoot at, so it can be harder to hit your shots. So sometimes if you are struggling, you might want to just switch this over to independent. There you go. Alright, camera movement, it's going to be 50% for sure. I wish you could put this on 0, but they don't let you do that. And then moving down to details and textures, as you can tell, I have every single setting low, very low, disabled. Film shrink 0, grain 0, and this is the only setting right here. Anti-aliasing is the only setting I have turned up, because as you can see, it just makes stuff a little blurry if you don't have it all the way up. So I have this cranked up, but everything else is all the way down. Alright, so then let's move over to controller. Alright, I play default layout. I have a scuff controller, alright, so I have this pedal mapped to my slide and this one to my jump, so I'm really just slide canceling with these buttons and don't have to take my right stick off my thumb, so I'm never losing my tracking per se when I'm doing my movement as well, okay? And we'll go over that a little bit later, but for now we're just going to stay in the settings. Alright, dead zones I haven't touched because I don't think my controller has any stick drift. I play on 9.85. It's a little bit slower than you'll see a lot of people play. A lot of people play like 12.12 1.0. And this is what I've just found over the years that works for me the best. You know, everybody's a little bit different. This is definitely where your personalization is going to come into factor, these three settings right here. All right. Aim response curve, I put as dynamic. If you have it as, most people, it comes as standard. If you keep it as standard, I've come to find that sometimes when you're like jumping around a corner or you have two different enemies in your line of sight, it can be so hard to take your aim assist off of one of them with standard that it can end up screwing you over. Because say I slide into a room and one guy's looking at me and one guy's not. I want to kill the guy that's looking at me first, right? I want to, like, the most immediate threat I need to take down. And sometimes if my cursor gets on the guy who's not looking at me first, it's going to be very difficult to snap over to the other guy. Alright, controller vibration off. I actually have the rumblers taken out of this controller, so even if it was on, it wouldn't work. I use double tap to mount. You'll almost never see me mounting, but just in case I do, it's double tap ADS. Alright, and then you want to make sure that your use/reload behavior is contextual tap. You never want to get caught holding square doing anything, ever. Slide behavior is tap. If you have it on hold, that is probably why you don't think you're very good at movement. If you switch this over to tap, you'll notice that you'll be able to sprint, or not sprint, you'll be able to slide at will a lot easier. Alright, moving down to automatic sprint, I have it on auto attack sprint, so as soon as I push my left thumbstick up, my guy is in a full-on attack sprint. And this may take some getting used to as well, but eventually you'll find that your movement gets way better from it. And I'll show you a couple examples here in a little bit too. And then this one, a lot of people will look over this one. Parachute auto deploy. Especially in a game like Rebirth, where you have 2, maybe 3, sometimes even 4 teams all landing on the exact same spot. You need to make sure you're dropping first, getting on that gun, you know, defending yourself, holding your ground. You don't want to get caught in a parachute, because a lot of people think that the Spawn protection is the entire game, but in Rebirth, the very first drop, you can shoot people out of the sky. A lot of people don't know that. All right, now that we're done with settings, we're gonna go ahead and hop right into a game. And right here, you're gonna see the perfect example as to why we turned off that auto deploy. As you can see, he has auto deploy, and I already have a gun. There's two things we're gonna take from this next clip. One, always reposition. And two, once you thirst an enemy, all of his teammates show up on your minimap. As you can see here, two teammates are in the building, one teammate's behind me.
Man, this man.
Now, for this next clip, we're going to go over decision making. So here, we can clearly see someone rezzing their teammate. What I am going to do is down him, so that way, if the chance he does raise his teammate is going to be one shot because he just came off a res. Now, we're going to be taking a little closer look at our minimap to help us determine exactly where people are. So, as we can see here, there's down arrows below every single red dot, meaning that they are at least a level below you. None of these kids know we're on the roof. And then it's got a Lodi headquarters.
Bet. On me.
You remember what I told you first? That's right. Reposition.
I keep dying, bro. Pushing up on you.
And I want you to pay close attention here to this guy's skin. So this is clearly not the same guy, and soon you'll see my teammate come from down the steps, so I know that he couldn't have gone that way. So let's run this back and watch it all unfold. None of these kids know we're on the roof. And then it's got a Lodi headquarters.
Bet. On me. I keep dying, bro. Pushing up on you.
Alright, y'all. If you made it this far, make sure you smash that like button for me. And let me know if you learned anything in the comments, okay? I'll see y'all in the next one.